I'm here with Sony's Kaz Hirai, and we're going to talk about all of the crazy things that they showed off at CES this year, and then we're going to look into the future a bit. Can you tell us a little bit about what you showed off yesterday that you're super excited about?
Two things. One is more of a professional application, and the other is consumer facing. The professional application is what we call the crystal LED display, which is basically a tiled structure display, so you can configure it to any aspect ratio and size you want. And the greatest thing about this is no matter how big you make it, it's seamless. You can't see all the seams, which usually happens in a large screen. And the other big thing consumer facing is our OLED Bravia lineup of televisions.
Beautiful, by the way.
It's not just beautiful, but we also did something very interesting in that the screen itself actually vibrates via an actuator, and that actually is the speaker.
Right. We saw like in your presentation talking about 4K and HDR, the sort of culmination of this one Sony. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Our professional cameras have been able to take footage in HDR and 4K for a while, edit that, and now we have the televisions that are able to play that back. And that's where our motion picture studios and our television production studios come into play, where they're going to be producing more shows in 4K HDR, which also means more discs and also streaming content in 4K as well. So, we touch all the points from creation all the way to the actual television and the content that drives it. So it's really a one Sony initiative when we talk about bringing 4K and HDR to our customers.
I want to look into the sort of distant future a bit and talk about your plans for artificial intelligence, because this year Sony decided to reinvest in artificial intelligence in a big way that you haven't in a while, and I'm wondering if you can tell us why you did that and what it looks like for Sony to get into this space again.
When we look at the future of our electronics business at Sony, and what is going to be one of the pillars for our future business, we came to the conclusion that it's a combination of all the robotics technology that we have, combine that with AI to bring a new customer experience in the home and also in professional fields like, for example, factory automation. We actually formed a new group in Japan at headquarters to really look into that space and also basically do an inventory of the technology that we have, and if we don't have something, we need to go out and acquire it as well. And so we created a fund to do that. They're also charged with coming up with some product ideas, both consumer facing and otherwise. We'll have more announcements in that space as well, but based on what I've seen thus far, it's really exciting stuff.
So will we be seeing a hyper-intelligent Aibo refresh?
That's what a lot of people are saying, and so we'll see.
Yeah.
But what I want to emphasize though is it's not just about recreating an Aibo, and that may be in the works and books as well, but it's bigger than that. So we firmly believe that it's going to be not just one product category, but a very important pillar of our electronics business going forward.
When do you think that we can expect to see sort of artificial intelligence meet up with human intelligence?
I really think it depends on what kind of field we're talking about. I've seen some foray into, for example, artificial intelligence actually, for example, writing music or poetry. I think it's still a long way to go in that space. But if it's other things that's more more routine based, for example, that's obviously here and now.
Yeah.
So it depends on which kind of area we're talking about. Hopefully, though, AI won't be replacing management anytime soon.
Yeah, that wouldn't look so good for you. The other big question is it time to panic?
Right.
Will the robo-apocalypse come?
We're always going to be around to manage that process, and so I don't see the doomsday scenario anytime soon.
Good. Well, that's a good way to end it, I guess. Thank you again for having us.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you.